Welcome to my channel for the most interesting and hidden facts around the world. Deep within the sands of Egypt, buried in the shadows of towering pyramids, lies the legend of a god so feared, so mysterious, that his name alone sent shivers down the spines of ancient civilizations. This is the terrifying story of Anubis, the god of death, the afterlife, and judgment. So start our topic by knowing who is Anubis and why has the remarkable and most respectable position in the Egyptians' mythology. Anubis, known as the guardian of the underworld, was one of the most feared deities in ancient Egypt. His image is unmistakable, a tall, humanoid figure with the head of a black jackal, often seen clutching an ankh, the symbol of life, and a staff of power. To the ancient Egyptians, death was not the end. It was the beginning of a perilous journey. And at the heart of this journey stood Anubis, the one who determined whether a soul was worthy of entering the afterlife. The most interesting question everyone asks is that what is the role of Anubis in the afterlife? Imagine this. You've died. Your body has been carefully mummified, and now your soul stands before Anubis in the Hall of Two Truths. In his hands, he holds the sacred scales, ready to weigh your heart against the feather of Ma'at, the divine symbol of truth and justice. If your heart is lighter than the feather, you are granted passage into the paradise of the afterlife. But if your heart is heavy with sin, then your soul is devoured by the monstrous Ammit, the devourer of the dead. There is no second chance, no redemption, only eternal obliteration. Now let's discuss about the origins and evolution of Anubis. Anubis wasn't always the ruler of the underworld. In the earliest Egyptian myths, he was seen as its supreme lord. But as time passed, Osiris, the god of resurrection, took over that role, and Anubis became his loyal guardian and protector of the dead. Anubis wasn't always the ruler of the underworld. In the earliest Egyptian myths, he was seen as its supreme lord. But as time passed, Osiris, the god of resurrection, took over that role, and Anubis became his loyal guardian and protector of the dead. The symbols and temples of Anubis. Anubis was not just a god of judgment, but also of protection. His symbols carry deep meaning. The jackal, a scavenger of the desert, represented his connection to the dead. The color black symbolized regeneration, a crucial aspect of the afterlife. Throughout Egypt, temples and shrines were dedicated to Anubis, where priests conducted sacred rituals, ensuring the safe passage of the dead. One of the most significant was in Sinopolis, the city of dogs, where thousands of mummified jackals were discovered, proving the god's deep-rooted worship. Why was Anubis feared? The Egyptians both worshipped and feared Anubis. He was not a god to be taken lightly. His presence signified judgment, justice, and the final decision on whether a soul lived forever or perished into darkness. Priests and embalmers believed that without Anubis's blessing, the dead would never find peace. Some even wore jackal masks, invoking his presence as they prepared bodies for burial. Anubis in modern culture. Even today, Anubis continues to capture our imagination. From movies to video games, from books to tattoos, his legend lives on. He is the ultimate symbol of the unknown mysteries of death, the guardian of secrets buried in time. The final judgment. Anubis, a god of death, a judge of souls, a guardian of eternity. His story is one of power, fear, and unshakable justice. And now, the question remains. If you stood before Anubis today, would your heart be light enough to pass his test? Or would you be lost forever? Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into mythology, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more legendary stories from history. And let us know in the comments, which ancient god should we explore next?